introduce to you and present to others, Derek and Jody Green.
All right. Amen.
It's a pleasure to be here. We're not all that. We're just servants of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
One thing you'll find out, you know, when you go and be in the service is about the humble you are, the more that you'll draw people to you. We're here to, just to let you know that, you know, first congratulations to everyone here. Can y'all give us a round? One thing each one of you should know, that it's important for you to know that you are God's gift. And being that you're God's gift, you're a gift to other people, especially when you're in this ministry. Amen? Amen. I'm going to have my wife come up and she's going to give you a little brief details about our ministry, and then I'll go on and give you a little bit of our ministries, the do's and the don'ts, and then, you know, we'll open up the floor for any questions y'all have, okay? All right.
When Derek said to me that he wanted to start ministry after we graduated, I was like, I didn't really want to, because I'm not out there like trying to, you know, like bold as he is sometimes. But when we finished his class and Sister Esther said at Kensington Allegheny, Sister Jody, get on the microphone and tell your testimony. I was like, I can't do it. And then something said to me, God said, you better do it. You better get on that microphone and tell somebody. And there were a lot of people who we helped that day. A lot of people got to know who Jesus was and what he can do in their lives. You know, he was sent here as humans so we could relate to him. But
you're going to enjoy him, Mr. Dennis Payne.
I hope y'all. Thank you very much, Miss Esther. Now, I don't need to be preaching to you. You all know that now yourself. You all probably know the Bible as well as I do, right? For that fact, I started when I was 8. When did you start reading the Bible? Okay? So I'm now 57, and I've been reading it for a long time. I you know, used to try to memorize them words, those verses and all that. It got a little too complicated for me. That wasn't my calling to be, hey, I'm Bible versed. You know, I can tell you this and I can tell you that. But you know what? I can't remember. I do too much. I live by example. I come out to the streets. Everybody knows Philly. We're just not too far. We're in Philly. This is Philly. So you know my neighborhood. I live right now in Kensington at B in Indiana. Miss Esther came out just not too long ago, and what she said about the rain, they did it again down there. It was pouring down buckets, right? And we all had a good time. A lot of people were saved. I think about 4 or 5 people came to the Lord that day. You know, I myself, I'd rather sit here and help somebody, you know, make a peanut butter jelly sandwich or give out, you know, some water or something. You know, you got to look at these people as your family members, your lost family members, and they're living in a house that's burning, okay? You got to figure out what's caused that fire. Okay? It can be loneliness, it can be insanity, it can be any issue. You got to find out what that issue and how to solve that issue. And you got to be patient first to find out what that issue is. You know? And I can go on like that, but like I said, I don't really know what much to say other than I live by example. I try to get people, you know, together, to come out together and just do things for the homeless, the addicted, the elderly. Right now, I went to a meeting last night, and all the community groups in and around Kensington last night got together at Kensington Lehigh, and we came up with a game plan to help make our streets in Kensington, all along Kensington Avenue, like Mr. Green talked about. Well, we're reviving all that. Right now, a lot of you all know who the Badlands are, but you're not aware about the good lands. Right beside the Badlands, there's the good lands coming up. Okay? And a lot of people forget about that good land. That's our future. And right now, they're all paying attention to the Badlands and plowing over the good. Okay? And that's got to be changed, and that's where you guys all come in at. Okay? You all bring the change to the neighborhood where the neighborhood won't change itself. You know, that neighborhood is the burning house. They can't get what's going to put out their fire. They got to have it delivered. You know, and it's got to be delivered however it comes to you. You know, be it a girl, a guy, a kid, an elderly person. You'll find that need and you'll provide it. You will. You don't know how you're going to do it. I mean, we never know how we're going to get up in the morning in the first place, right? You know, after some nights out, right? You know, doing things. You know, so, I mean, by the way, I'm a polio survivor, okay? I've been living with it for over 50 years now. Okay, and also let you know, I also been baptized. I'm born again. I met the Lord when I was 8 years old. Okay? When I was 8 years old, I read the Bible for the first time. Okay, and the first 2 stories I read in the Bible was the story of Lazarus, right? Hey, Lazarus, good sample. Be humble. Okay, and who was Lazarus? But he was the prodigal son too as well. Okay, Lazarus comes from a very well background. Well, hey, so do I. So do you. We all come from the same well background. You got to accept it and believe it and run with it.
Hallelujah.
Okay? Accept it, believe it, and run with it. You are the power. You are here for a reason. Okay, me, look, this is a big blessing for me to be here in front of all yous. Okay, I've never dreamed this to be ever. You know, I'm from K&A. I grew up with bad guys, you know. I grew up with the pagans, the breed, you name it, man. My stepfather, you know, is one of the biggest clubs around here, you know, called Satan's Servants. So I grew up in hell, okay? I was bred as a little kid. Before I was bred as a little kid to be a bad kid, like I said, at 8 years old, I met the Lord, and I accepted the Lord first before any devil came to my door. Okay, and I didn't know what was going on until many years after getting hit with a spiritual 2x4. Okay, how many people know what a spiritual 2x4 feels like? Okay, well, I lived it, and here I am today. I survived it. Okay, and I'm just here to be the ant that moves that rubber tree plant. I'm not trying, I'm doing. Okay, and by doing what I'm doing, people like yourselves are seeing it. Okay, and that's the example. That's the Holy Ghost. That's the Spirit that needs to be, you know, facilitated within these, you know, little areas in which you're already at. And you don't have to go anywhere other than right where you're at. Every block, every part of this city has a need and has, I mean, just walk up the street, see how the elderly are doing, and during the conversation, you're going to find out, hey, you know about God, you know, what's going on with this? You know, you bring it in slowly. You don't come up with the Bible and say, hey, you better listen to me, you're going to hell. You don't do that. You don't do that, you know? And don't do that by your body language either. You know, you got to be peaceful. You got to, you know, these are your brothers and sisters. These are your family, man. You know, you haven't seen them in a long time, okay? And that's how you should act, you know? I mean, like I said, they got some kind of need, right? And it all boils down to meeting a need. And that's all of our cause, is to meet a need. The Lord said, they asked for a glass of water, give them a glass of water. Ask for a shirt, give them, you know, 2 shirts, whatever it takes. Okay, that's all we're here to do. We're not here to, you know, bring real peace. I mean, come on, that's not our job. You know, that's the big guy's job. You ain't bringing peace into this world. There's no peace. We all know where we're at right now. We all know the times that are ahead, and this is your calling. You're about ready to see some things in the next few years that you ain't dreaming, but the Bible already told you about it. Amen. Okay? You know we're about ready to get the chip and the mark of the beast and all that other kind of good stuff, right? You know the prophets and all that stuff, the 2 candlesticks, they're about to arrive. Okay? I mean, you're in a very blessed time. I don't know exactly if you are the generation that ain't going to see death, but hey, we might be that generation. Okay, and you got to live it and believe it and accept it. Okay, and what more can I say? You all know what's going on. You all got the Spirit. Like Mr. Green said, you wouldn't be here now. Okay, anybody who's got negative, any drop of evil in them, they will not stand and talk like we are. Okay, they run from the light. They run from the light. Okay, but you can't let your light overshine them, because that also scares the ones like we're trying to get out there and save. You don't want to scare them before you save them. You know, so you got to be up there gentle, come up there humble, and talk to them like you would your sister, your daughter, your mother, your aunt. You know, just be normal. There's, you know, nobody else is different. You know, if they were, believe me, you got power, and you don't go out there alone. Okay, unless you're with somebody in your family or on your block, then the individual, you know, evangelism, which is different. It's not really. It's like from a friend to a friend. Then you're kind of different then. But if you're going out to handle Bible tracts and actually witness, you'll always go 2 or 3. 2 or 3. Don't go any less than 2. Okay, and always be alert, because the devil will rise, and he'll come out of left field. Okay, and like the gentleman said earlier, right? What was it about Islam? How to deal with Islam? You don't deal with Islam. You set an example for Islam. Okay, a true story. Back in 96, 95, I lived in Lindenfield Projects, which is not too far from here. Okay, we all know Lindenfield Projects. We all know the history of Lindenfield Projects, okay? And I'm there, 94, 95, the heat of what? Okay, right after they kicked the pagans out of it, right? Okay, and who took the streets over? Okay, well, anyway, I'm living in Lindenfield Projects. And while I'm living there with my dad and my uncle, a friend of mine, an Irish-Spanish lady, right, has a daughter, not a daughter, a sister, I mean, who just lost a place to live, all right? Okay, now she just turned 18 a couple months earlier, and she's got her first Christmas coming up, her 18th Christmas coming up, nowhere to spend it. She comes to me and asks, can you help my sister out? She needs a place to stay. Well, why can't she stay with you? Oh man, we don't get along, all this, sister, in the end times, sister will be against sister, brother will be against brother. Well, this is one of them deals, right? So I said, okay, I'll see what I can do. She came to stay with me, my dad, my uncle for a little bit, right? But now there was the Christmas issue. Now, Lindenfield Project is pretty small, right? Okay, I mean, I can fit maybe 6 of those apartments into this one room, okay? I mean, each table's an apartment, basically. So I didn't really have a spot to put Christmas for her, right? Put up a tree, and do all the decorations. My Muslim friend upstairs, his whole family, 3 or 4 of them, allowed me to put a Christian Christmas tree, decorations in their living room, just for the asking. Okay, now that's how you do Islam, Muslim, anything it ain't Christianity, okay? And there's no such thing as Christianism or whatever. They can't even say that. It doesn't go. It doesn't go. And I can go on and on. I mean, I got a lot of stories. My whole life is a testimony, okay? And like I said, I'm very cautious about trying to teach you guys, because I also don't want to be responsible for misleading you. Okay, I mean, I'm not a prophet or any of that stuff. I'm just, hey, Dennis Payne from K&A. Okay, I was born and raised in hell, Philly hell. Okay, but it's not all that bad. I mean, the hell is coming down the road. That's a different story. We ain't got to worry about that now, do we? Okay, I mean, but you do know you can fall from grace too. So don't get too high-minded where you got it guaranteed. Okay, I'm going to open up the floor for conversation, questions. Anybody? Miss Esther.
Yes. Could you tell us about what is going on with the homeless? Why do they keep being moved? What's going on?
Well, as I started to say last night, one of the reasons is some people don't want them under the trestles, and some people want to keep them there. Okay, and one of the things about that is the families that actually live there, they're fighting very hard to have them removed from there. While at the same time, there's other organizations fighting to keep them there. Now, if I heard it right last night, in about maybe 2 to maybe 3 weeks, they're all going to be removed. Okay, they're not going to be under there. They're going to be put into a shelter system. Okay, they're not just good. They're not going to make the same mistake that they did with Gurney Street. Okay, which caused the problem that we got now. As of last night, the police commissioner or whoever the young lady was, actually she was the captain from the 26th district, right? And she said that the city is working out a deal with some property owners or whatever, in about 2 to 3 weeks they will be removed, and anybody after that point, there will be no more sleeping in tents on the streets of Kensington. Okay, no, it's not nice. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's going, yes, no, right. He caught it, right.
I want to pay it off to him. I was down there. I do a lot of outreach through the drug and alcohol in Kensington. That's my hub. That's my ministry. Mm-hmm. They're building. So what he stated, the question was, why are they being moved? Because the developer...
I didn't get to that yet.
All right, well, I'm just letting you know.
Okay, that's the real deal. What a lot of people don't understand, Kensington in 2025 is going to look like Orlando, Florida. Okay, it's going to have the Epcot Center there. Okay, Disney, if the rumor's correct, and it's for the last 14 years, it's correct, Disney bought the old Conrail property. The only reason why they emptied out Gurney Street is because they're going from Gurney Street, which is right next to the new Allegheny Plaza, which is at 5th and Allegheny, from 5th and Allegheny all the way down the railroad tracks to the old Conrail. It's going to be a walking bike path. Okay, and it's going to take you right into their new theme park that's coming.
Right.
Okay, now if it doesn't fall through, that's what's going to happen. And the city council, they're escalating everything. Okay, right now all that railroad property, any house adjacent to that railroad property is worth at the minimum $100,000 just for the lot. Just for the lot. And a lot of neighbors down there don't know that. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, when you sell your house, you got to get 2 estimates, right? What are the 2 estimates you need to get? Do you know? Okay, there's one for the lot, right? There's an estimate for the lot with the value of the lot. Now, what's on that lot? A house. So there's 2 estimates, one for the house and one for the lot. And that's what you value your property at. Right, your property's not just a house, your property's not just a lot, it's both of them. You know, and a lot of people down there in my area, they don't understand that, so they're coming in and buying up these houses for 40, anywhere from, I heard from 38 to maybe 50 something, you know, $1,000 for the houses, and they're turning around, they're gutting them, and now they're like $300,000 houses, you know? And I can go on and on and on, but it's a mad, mad thing. I mean, Christ said we will always have the poor with us. Where's the surprise? Now, here you go. Last night, I incorporated with a lot of people. I also put in for my 503. I'm going pretty soon with an organization called H.A.V.O.C National. H.A.V.O.C National stands for the Homeless American Volunteer Organization Coalition. And I'm going national. It's a national problem. It's not just up here, down there. It's all over, you know. And for the last 25 to 30 years, I traveled this country looking for the best or the close to the best, you know, programs that are already out there so I can maybe lean on them. Well, for the whole time I was out there traveling, I didn't find it. I came home to Pennsylvania and found it. It's located in Lancaster, PA. It's called Water Street Rescue Mission. It is the best mission in the country. In Lancaster, PA. Yes. Yes, it was established in 1901, and they cater their services according to each individual. Yes, you got a question?
Yeah, I wanted to find out, now, they're gonna be moving the homeless people.
Mhm.
So that's gonna be against the law for them to be out there? Or?
We're not quite sure how the city is going to do that because weren't really quite clear last night. They never are about any of this stuff, right? They said that they're going to be giving housing or some kind of shelters coming down the road in about 2 to 3 weeks,
They're
right?
gonna provide